General Electric CEO Jeff Immelt stepping down after 16 years at the helm, but he will remain as chairman of the board through the rest of 2017. Joining me now to discuss, Kevin Kelly. Kevin, welcome. Good to see you. You know, this stock's so interesting, right? An industrial company. Immelt was successful in remaking it in his own way, putting his own imprimatur on this company, but Wall Street just didn't accept it. I want you to take a look at a chart here of GE versus the broader markets. It's not pretty, and especially after the tumult in 2007, 8, and 9 there, you can see the divergence of those two indicators, GE and the broader market. What went wrong in your view?
I think what went wrong is just his management style, especially the sectors he was trying to get into. So he tried to pivot over to oil and gas, especially after the tumultuous time in 2007 and 2008, where he then decided to spin off GE Capital. But one of the things that he hasn't done well is keep up with his peers. So if you look at Honeywell, under his tenure, Honeywell is up 276% in the share price. Guess what GE is? It's actually down about 20%, and that's a big issue. And if you look at this year alone, Honeywell is up, and that's the side they're trying to get into, especially combating them on the aviation. So the Honeywell's aviation has done exceptionally well, especially under Tim Mahoney. So that's where they're trying to move and pivot to. And guess what? GE is still expensive, and it's not a good sign when your CEO resigns and the stock goes up about 3.5%.
No.
The last time this happened was when actually Steve Ballmer stepped aside for Microsoft, and the stock has done very well ever since.
Well, Kevin, you know, you look at some of the decisions that Immelt has made over time. Baker Hughes buying that oil concern about 6 months ago, October 2016, and the expectation that oil prices were going to go up maybe through $100 a barrel, it didn't happen. So that was a miscalculation. What about NBC? Remember when GE sold NBC? Big disappointment there as well.
Big disappointment as well, and you could see that NBC was in better hands once it went into Comcast. So they actually couldn't manage these properties, and they weren't able to unlock the value, and it was better somewhere else. And so actually, when you look at their pivot with Baker Hughes, I mean, we know that the U.S. is going to export about 1 million barrels a day overseas. There is an overhang. This 45 to 55 is a big pressure. The margins are compressing in the oil and gas space. So who knows what they're going to be able to do with it on the GE side, but best of luck to them.
Yeah, and I should say they've got another long-term GE player, Flannery, coming in, 30-year member of the team there, who's going to take over from Immelt. So the beat may go on. We'll just have to wait and see. But I want to get your thoughts on the market before you go. It looks like technology is taking it on the chin again. What do you make of this, and where is the tech sector going?
So I think right now there's just sort of a rebalance and a refresh right now. When you see the tech sector double the returns than the rest of the market this year, everyone's kind of taking a breather. They're rebalancing and going into some of those laggards. That's why you see financials doing a catch-up trade, materials, energy. But guess what? On a price-to-earnings growth multiple, you still need to be in tech. They're growing on the top line, the bottom line. They have the best balance sheets in the market. They can buy back their shares. They can do M&A. They can increase their dividends or implement them if they haven't already. And one of the spots we're in right now in the market is actually some of these companies are starting to pull back their buybacks because they're starting to get ready for next earnings season. But these companies are buying their own shares, so there's an underlying bid. So don't sell all of your tech. Start to rebalance and look into adding some more if there is even more of a pullback.
I love it when people give you positive news.